But what do you like? Let me add to this. Like, you look at like Brandon Ingram, right? Because I wrote an article on like Brandon Ingram a while back. Like I believe it released like a week ago, where I talked about how the salary kind of like he was looking for 50 mil, right? Like per year. Like that 50 mil isn't coming through. I think Brandon Ingram's lack of a 3-point game is what really hinders him from getting that kind of money and really like makes him a B tier player where teams are really gonna die to make a move for him.
You know what? We might as well get into this, because I kind of wanted to get into the musical chairs of players who are not going to get paid. And you were right. They offered him, I think, around the same salary he's getting paid right now. Maybe like a mil or two more. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
He did want 50, but he's not the only guy that's in that situation. Jimmy Butler, he actually could opt in for 50, but he wants an extension. But the number they're gonna give him, even in that
yeah.
extension, is gonna be lower than what he expects. And this is why I say, like, these guys are kind of playing musical chairs. Who's gonna get undercutted first? Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, or Jimmy Butler? Who's
Brandon Ingram
who's
for
gonna get
sure.
lowballed first, man?
Brandon Ingram for sure.
Ooh, I don't know. I think Jimmy will. I think Jimmy
Why?
will,
I think a team will pay Jimmy.
because
Well, I don't
Jimmy
even think
Jimmy no.
I don't even know if Jimmy will like end the season in a Miami jersey. To be honest with you.
And that's why I said Jimmy's gonna be the first one to get undercutted, because I think he's valuable enough to trade, but the team he's gonna go to, he doesn't have a trade clause. The team he's gonna end up at, they might not be willing to meet him at that number. But then
Yeah,
it's also gonna be a hard argument, because Paul George, who has not been as effective, has gotten $50 million. See,
yeah.
that's where the market kind of gets fucked up. Is that, hey, if he got 50, how could, since like what, 2020, I made the NBA finals 2 times in 4 years.
Yeah, he's a Heat legend.
That's
Yeah,
that's that's a tough sell for a team to be like, we're gonna give you 36.
and the Miami Heat, they have a history of lowballing their franchise players, man. Like we remember, like D Wade. You remember a decade ago
Yeah, they did that to D
when
Wade. But
when he
that's
wanted to
always been
get
their
paid?
that's always been their stick. But Jimmy Butler, there's teams that want him. But
Yeah,
I'm wondering, after that contract is up, him having a player option, he's only gonna opt out of that if he gets a deal where they meet him at a number that he wants. Maybe he wants 40 mil a year for like 3 more years. Or
yeah,
maybe a
and he's an
team like,
aging player too.
yeah, that he's gonna want, well, he's gonna hit age 36, so this is it. So this is
Yeah,
like the last contract, and other than that, everything else is gonna be short term for him. I think
yeah.
there's a age 36 limit on how long you can sign an extension.
And the problem is he's injury prone too. So how many teams are really taking that risk?
But hey, man, once again, it's about the marketplace, and Paul George getting 50 with the cap.
Yeah,
Remember, the cap is going up every single season. Paul George got 50 with poor playoff performances. Jimmy Butler got 2 NBA finals in the last 4 years. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're only, what, 1 year apart? They're only 1 year apart
I
in
think
age.
what? Yeah, they're only a year apart.
So that's a tough sell, man. That's a tough sell. And he has
Yeah.
demand. He has real demand. There's teams that want him.
I mean, if you're the Phoenix Suns, you'd want him.
Yeah, but we didn't see that same energy for Paul George. We
No,
never
not a
we
lot. I
never
mean, his
seen
own
this
team
kind of
didn't want him
energy.
on him.
Huh?
His own team didn't want him.
Yeah. Look at Jimmy. Jimmy wearing
Yeah.
different color hair. Every other day, my man rocking different braids.
I
There's a lot
saw
of
he
teams
was
that want
rocking
him.
orange. He was rocking the orange yesterday.
Yeah.
I was watching the Pistons game and I was like, damn.
But then
Now, I
again,
don't know if it's subtle hints or what.
I don't know. But let's also factor in Julius Randle. Julius Randle has a number that he's looking for. Remember, before he left the Knicks, they were negotiating for an extension and they did not come to an agreement. So that's why I say, like,
Yeah.
in this musical chairs, who's gonna get low ball first? And I think after all three of these guys go through their deals, I think that's when the players will wake up. The rest of the players throughout the league, they're gonna wake up and they're gonna realize, yo, I think this new CBA, we kind of got fucked over a little bit.
So
because
they're gonna have to kick Grant Williams' ass.
because I think this is gonna wake them up and have them realize, yo, there's productive guys who are young and older and middle of their prime, like Julius Randle. They're productive. It's clearly obvious,
Yeah,
but they're struggling to at least get a decent number because the numbers that they're going to be struggling for is middle tier. We're talking about like 40 million, maybe
yeah,
45 or even 42 or even 37, 38.
yeah,
They're struggling to get that number. But then there's no, it's almost like the middles is now empty because the next level up, guys, they have no problem writing a check for Luka for 100 and other guys for like 100, 80, 60, 70. Those guys are going to get those contracts with no problem. But what happened when you're at Jimmy Butler's level, Brandon Ingram's level, Randle's level? You're clearly a 20 points per game guy. You get decent amount of rebounds, assists. You're pretty efficient. Even though Brandon Ingram is like, not as efficient, but he's still production wise a productive player. What happens
yeah.
when you fall in that range and you can't even get $38 million a year? I think this is the question a lot of players are going to start asking themselves. Like you
Yeah, I
see,
agree.
you see what I'm saying? Because you brought up the Brandon Ingram's looking for 50, but
Yeah,
his team only wants to give him maybe 37.
yeah. They're trying to lowball him,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this good,
but
but
yeah,
what happens when the players actually realize after this summer, yo, I think the deal we signed, it kind of fucked us over unless our names are like LeBron, Steph, and Luka.
yeah. Of course, Jokic, Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's almost like the middle class. Like I want to say the middle, yeah, like the middle from the middle class to
the
like the
middle tier
upper,
player.
yeah, the upper middle tier. It's almost like that's erased. They gotta
Yeah,
actually beg for their money.
because you look at Giannis, you look at Julius Randle. That's a third All NBA team member.
Mm-hmm. Two
Yeah,
times.
2 times. Like a guy who's led the playoffs. What? Like I think he's only missed 2 playoffs as a Knick out of 5 years.
Yep. These are productive guys, man. This is real tricky. This is real
Yeah,
tricky. And we're talking about a league where a lot of star players going forward, like Tatum, Luka, they're gonna be making like 80 mil, 90, 100, and their owners are not gonna ask any questions about that. But I think the difference is where the owners make up the money is that they're gonna start giving the Julius Randles, the Brandon Ingrams,
yeah,
the guys who probably average like 22 points per game or even 23 like that are pretty efficient. They're gonna start giving those guys like 35. Like they're gonna give them Emmanuel Quickly deals. Like Emmanuel Quickly got 20, he got 35.
yeah.
So how the hell Julius Randle or Jimmy Butler is
You can't
slated?
really justify it
Yeah, it's
because
slated
those
to
guys
get
are
the same
second.
thing.
Those guys could be like first options on multiple teams.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Paul George got 50.
Yeah,
Like I'm just saying this to put this in perspective of like, okay, how is an agent talking to a team? Because a team can't really justify these numbers of giving them a low ball number.
yeah,
It's a hard sell without looking cheap. They're just gonna say, yo, this is the number we're at, and that's it. We don't care about
yeah,
what's the market. These are interesting times, man. Interesting times. I think the players, they're gonna come back at this CBA, man. Cause it's crazy, man. Yo, Julius Randle averaged like 20 plus points, like 10 rebounds, like almost like
yeah.
5 assists, and you gotta beg for your money. It's
And
crazy.
he's been okay this season, like for the most part.
Yeah, but it's not like we're talking about bum players who average 12
Yeah,
points a game. We're talking about players who've been consistent, like 19 and 10, and they gotta beg for their money when $50 million a year is not even a lot for the middle tier player with the cap going up. It's really not a lot. Like the deal Paul George signed last season, well, this summer, is actually, the more years go by, it's actually going to be like almost like a middle tier contract. Because you're going to have guys
yeah,
like Luka and Tatum making 100.
yeah. They're gonna make a lot more, bro.
Yeah, this
They're
is
only gonna get like two guys make a crazy amount of money. Even then, the two guys will be questionable. Isn't Kyrie due for an extension?
Kyrie. Yeah, he's due it for extension too. That's gonna be another interesting thing because he's playing like an all-star.
Yeah.
Yo, that's gonna be interesting with Kyrie. I forgot about that. That's gonna be let's take a look at that cap sheet, man. Because ooh boy, oh what's his name doesn't own the team anymore.
Cuban.
Cuban doesn't own it. It's that gambling casino family.
Yeah, but they got deeper in wallets than Cuban ever did.
They do, but their team, as we speak right now, is almost at the wow. They're already at 175,
Yeah.
and that's if Kyrie. Wow, Kyrie is already making 43.
Wait, how many money are they committed to?
They're committed to
What, Kyrie?
and
They're
Luca.
committed to Kyrie, Luca.
That's already
Well,
80
they're
mil
gonna
between
be,
them two.
and they're committed to what? Daniel Gaff. I don't think Daniel Gafford's all that expensive.
Everybody else is making like 15 mil, 10 mil. They got quite a few players. Even Keebler making 11 per year.
Yeah.
But they're up to 175 already. So, if you take out Kyrie's player option, it's gonna be around like 135.
Yeah.
So, but Kyrie's probably gonna be looking for more than 43 mil. So let's say they give Kyrie about if they give Kyrie 50 for next season without even filling up their roster, right? With Quentin Grimes replacing some bench guys. If they give Kyrie 50, they're already gonna be almost at the apron. So more than likely, they're gonna probably give Kyrie the same amount. They're probably gonna give him a little bit less, and it's gonna be for more years.
That's what I'm imagining because I don't really see Kyrie leaving Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving either. But they have a lot of money committed already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving. Dallas needs more guys on rookie deals. Yo, this is where the league is kind of shaky with this new CBA.
They have what? They have Omax on a rookie deal. They have
Lively
on a rookie deal. They have who else? Hardy,
Quentin
Jaden Hardy, Grimes. Yeah.
Yeah, every team is gonna need players like that. And then they got a few decent like Spence on a vet minimum.
And Clay's on an affordable deal.
Yeah, Clay's getting paid like 16, 17.
Did you see his return game?
Yeah, his return game was pretty good.
That was probably his best game so far.
Yeah, he had the second meeting too with the Mavs. And Golden State was pretty good.
Yeah, he was great tonight. I was like, like a couple nights ago, I was like, holy shit, man. But
yeah, I think a couple nights ago is when they had their second meeting. That was their second meeting.
Yeah, that was at the home of that was at San Francisco.
Yeah, they played both their games in San Francisco. And also
I was watching that game, and I was like, man, the Warriors offense, like, is Steph Curry and Draymond, that's it.
Yeah, that's
and like
it.
Wiggins sometimes. Like that Brandon Podorinsky,
quiet.
He sucks.
Yeah, nah, he doesn't suck. He's just struggling right now. But yeah, and what's his name? One of their players had went down. With the injury, the one that they traded.
The Anthony Milton.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we might as well get to that, man. The Warriors trade.